classroom in history, observing all the old hypocrites that mingle with all those centuries. Good friends you've had, good friends you've lost, yeah, along the way. In this great future, oh, don't forget your past. Dry your eyes, I say. No children, don't cry. Children, don't cry.
Best moment, Lucas and the ski trip. Taking us 1 or 2 steps down the steep part of the hill, rolling over, knocking everyone's skis off, getting up, dusting himself down and going off to ski without a hint of a smile and leaving chaos in his wake. Classic comedy moment.
What do you mean you don't know what your core skills are?
I've got a lot of memories of the 6th year because they are a very memorable year group, but one that springs to mind is on our ski trip to Lake Tahoe when 3 of the girls, Sapphire, Ashley, Thompson and Amelia, took a great interest in one of the ski runs, perhaps fueled by there being a good looking lift operator at the bottom, and they were speedily returning to the bottom and hanging around, tossing their hair and giggling very loudly at the lift operator, so that would be one that sticks in my mind.
Hi all, funniest moment, funniest individual. Struggle to remember one incident, but I think I must have to go with Jamie Fleming and his eyebrow. Claims he wasn't under the influence, but I think he must have been to have that done. Jamie, I'll remember you in the future.
TJ, good stuff in there.
Wednesday is infected by a wasp, so to speak. Zakar, who is the most demanding child you could ever imagine, just physically abuses this poor woman with a textbook. How is a teacher to cope with that?
So my most memorable moment would have to be Curtis walking up the corridor with just his blazer on and nothing underneath. That's the first. Or eating ice cream at the side of the river in Florence, which was amazing.
My favourite actually moment was on the 3rd year trip to Munich when a certain people thought that to throw an empty bottle off of a 2nd floor balcony would be a good idea until it hit a passing German woman, and unfortunately the hotel security thought that the bottle had come from our room, and so a very large skin-headed man burst into our room at 2 o'clock in the morning demanding to know where it had come from, and eventually he found the culprit whom he dragged from his bed and made sit in the lobby. And did he make him write out the hotel rules? He made him write out the hotel rules. He gave him a punishment exercise for assaulting a German woman.
My particular memory of the present 6th year, my 5C form class, I think is probably that they were always winding me up every day. And I remember we were having a discussion form one day about whether, boys should wear a cardigan or not. And I started to say that I didn't think there was anything smarter than a man in a cardigan. Only out of my left ear I heard somebody say the word uniform. So out of my mouth came, I don't think there's anything nicer than a man in a uniform. So then, day after day on my desk would appear post-its with www.uniformdating.co.uk, it was on the board, and this joke went on for quite some time. So I think 6th year it's time for a new joke, okay?
Now my favourite, I don't have one favourite individual in 6th year at the moment, but definitely my higher class last year, we had 19 pupils in it. There were very special moments throughout the year there, a fantastic higher class.
All my 6th form biologists, they are amazing, they are brilliant and very special because you guys are my last 6th formers. After 35 years, I'm retiring, so quite emotional.
One of my most memorable moments in your guys' career was when I was in India a couple of years ago, and on the way back we flew back via Dubai, and myself and Aileen McKechnie and Kate Cameron, the former head girl, ended up in a random 90-minute taxi tour of Dubai at 1 in the morning. It was completely unscheduled. We didn't expect to be in Dubai, but it was a fantastic experience, a lot of laughs. I think we saw the whole of Dubai in an hour and a half. Random, crazy, but we just had to do it.
Moment from working with the current S6 goes back to S4, and the room just over here, Miss McGibbon's Spanish room, A36, and finding a pupil deciding to spend his lunchtime in a cupboard.
Funniest moment, or funny thing about the year group? Probably when I was left almost alone in the auditorium in June during the Futures Conference, when we all decided to clear off the Rock Ness for 4 days.
Okay, I've actually got 3. The first one is Yash rapping. Then when you were in first year and 1C helped with my table decorations for my wedding. And then when you were in 4th year and all very grown up, and the masquerade ball was a really good event.
One of my funniest memories from this year was when Zakar handed in his driving form complete with at least 20 names on it of potential people that could go in his car. It appeared that he would wanted to offer the entire S6 a lift in his new car. So that's one of my fondest memories from this year.
My most memorable events of this year so far have been on an individual level: Lucy McCracken's speech in Assembly and Sean Coyle's performance in A View from the Bridge. But collectively, the most impressive thing about the year group so far were their high results last year.
Very special sixth formers, I will remember you.
It would have to be Isbithian.
Chatty.
Clowns.
Different.
I'm not saying anything.
Rubbish.
Complication.
Talented.
Friendly.
Smashing.
Sexy.
Friendship.
Just so sophisticated.
Titties.
Fun. Creative.
Fabulous.
Boring.
Legendary. Unforgettable.
Fantastic.
Chaotic.
Success.
Naughty. Fun. Really fun.
Pythagoras.
S6, one word. Ordinary.
Nonsense.
Say a word.
Blonde.
To me. Sorry.
Swamp.
What?
Funny.
Good.
Yeah. Right, I think a word to describe present six-year must be talented.
Swag.
Sharp.
Quiet.
Very
naughty.
Rocket. Oxford.
Messy.
Attendance.
Baggage.
Stars.
But first, let me take a selfie.
Let me take a selfie.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chop top, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to life of imitation. Distant close into the reservation. Deep funk the pistol that you pay for. This pump the feeling that you stay for. In time, I want to be a best friend. East side love is living on the west end. Don't buy your love, but you can send you. Go write your message on the pavement. Burn so bad, don't wonder what you white heat is screaming in the jungle. Complete the motion if you stumble. Go ask the dust for the
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Yeah, someone has to put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you've been lonely and spin my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here.
I'm sure you all know about yellow snow, so please avoid that. But also, very importantly, make sure you make the most of opportunities. You have to sometimes go and look for them, but you have to make sure that you make the most of them.
My advice would be to follow your dreams. And I'm going to give you a little quote from one of my boy's favourite author, Dr. Seuss. You've got brains in your head, you've got feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You are the guy who will decide where to go. And that's my advice to all of you.
There's lots of inspirational quotes out there. Some of them are very lofty. One that I quite like is a very simple one. I've seen it as the title of a book. Sometimes it's better to be kind than to be right. In other words, think of other people before always trying to get your point across. There's lots of people out there, so just remember that. It's better to be kind than to be always right.
Guys, you really put good wine words, and you will also know that biology is brilliant. Now remember, you have to look after yourself because you won't be Mrs. Cheetah, or my transition from Mrs. Cheetah to Mummy Cheetah. No Mummy Cheetah there. So you look after yourself, you go out there, you guys have been most privileged, you're so talented, leaders of tomorrow. You go out there, look after yourself, and look after the world too. All the best.
In this great future, don't forget your past.
S6, it's very important that wherever you go and whatever you do, you leave your mark, your footprint behind. Wherever you go and whatever you do, leave the place in a better place than you found it.
Quote, well, one of the things I would advise you all in the years to come is don't count the days, but make the days count. And I would also suggest that you do something positive every day. So it may be helping an old lady to cross the road, it may be to cheer someone up, but make sure you do something positive every day, even if you don't feel like it. I think that's very important. And then we can all get caught up with our work and our whole life, just focusing on ourselves all the time. But I think it's very important that you always make time for your family and friends. So that would be my tip for the future.
My advice would be if you get one of these fish, if you're lucky enough to get one of these fish in your cracker, always keep hold of it because they're a really good judge of character.
Some advice for the future. Just think about that. As always, you should always have fun, enjoy yourself whatever you do, but remember, when you turn 60, never walk past a bathroom and never trust a fart.
Future advice. Don't worry, be happy.
Don't predict the future, create it.
My inspirational quote came from a cartoon character that I used to watch when I was a child, Snoopy. So I would say, be yourself, no one can say you're doing it wrong.
So my future advice would be live life to the full, travel, meet lots of new people and have fun.
Don't be afraid to admit that you've made mistakes, because you will.
My advice for 6 years is see if you go to uni, don't be pure lazy and lie in bed all day and just fail uni, because that's rubbish.
I think you all know what my advice is. It's got nothing to do with passing exams. It's about making sure you're happy and content and settled in life and not worry about peripheral things. Be happy and look after yourselves. Okay?
My future advice to you is that at any time when you feel really discouraged and upset, that time more than any is to really believe in yourself. I'd also say, whatever you're doing in the future, always make sure you have plenty of time to read books and listen to music. And finally, if you're ever offered a drink in a bar and it's blue, don't drink it.
Tell me how can this be wrong? Grant my last request and just let me hold you. Don't shrug your shoulder. Lay down beside me. Sure, I can accept